Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Expeditions. It's episode 22. Where we've left off is Little Colorado is done. Arizona is now at 14 expeditions complete. The Grand Canyon is still inaccessible for right now. Coconino is nearly done on the expeditions front with just 2 remaining. And apparently, it's also our segue to the Sonoran Desert, which is now available to us. We're not going to hop in there just yet because I have 2 expeditions to go. There's a lot of tasks to really get through and finish the Coconino map, but this is an opportunity I can't pass up. We want to knock this out. So next up is on shaky ground, looking rather easy as far as these projects might go, because you have the southern headquarters and 2 drill sites that aren't that far away, aren't that hard to get to. We need an off-road vehicle, and we're going to need a portable rig times 2 cargo to take. Seismic vibrator is going to be necessary. Is that meaning I'm going to need more than 1 vehicle to make that happen? Doesn't the seismic vibrator take up all of the cargo slots? Find out here in a moment. 4 vehicle plan for this one. In reality, for the expedition, it's a 2 vehicle plan, along with the Cotco Canyon and Scout for backup support, as well as tasks after the fact. We're going to set up everything at the Southwest headquarters on this one. I believe there's 4 slots there. We'll find out in a moment. But I've got the step carrying the seismic vibrator. Takes up all the spaces. I believe it has to go first, run the test, identify exactly where we need to place the rigs. Then we've got a Tuz carrying those rigs for both the step and the Tuz. We've got some jack screws. We've got some anchors to help us get around the Tuz. I even brought some extra fuel, extra spare parts to help us out. And then the Cotco and the Scout are out there without any extras to roam free. So we're going to start in an unusual way today, and that is with the Cotco Canyon. Because of our 4 vehicles, we don't have much in terms of spare parts. We need more. Yes, I know I'm starting the expedition without. There's a method to my madness. What we need to do here with this Cotco Canyon as we head towards our destination is there's an avalanche that we've been having some issues with of late. Our latest vehicle got us over it fairly easily. Others struggled with it, really struggled with it, but I don't expect that our big off-road vehicles will navigate it terribly well. Purpose here with Cotco Canyon is to alleviate the avalanche. This southwest area is a lot trickier than the northwest area. The northwest area, it's really easy to drive in and out of. The southwest one might get you a lot closer to where you want to be, but as you can see, the route is anything but easy. See too many down trees through there. Both helpful and obstructive. Alright, trip number 1 is going to be complete here in just a moment. Deliver supplies. Alright, we have cleared it. Now let's get out of the way. Alright, that has cleared the path. With the path cleared, now we can switch to our path will be the same. And I'm happy that we got the Scout during the night, and we're going to get this guy during the day. Right now, all-wheel drive's not on yet, but we'll clearly need it. I mean, at the moment, technically, you got 16 tires of 20 right now. I mean, should be plenty for this kind of task. Quite a bit better. All that weight on the rear end, apparently 2 more wheels makes that much difference. Okay, we're gonna have to 3-point turn this. Oh wait, are you gonna turn left like I told you? There you go. Going past the entry point down. Back. Took a slightly different route through there that time, and the route worked out fine except for the last tree. The very last tree on the route got us hung up. Obviously, we are tall, we are wide, we are long. We catch on a lot more obstacles than unnecessary risk here. Unnecessary risk. We have a winch. Now, in terms of actual distance, we're already coming up on that avalanche that we just cleared with the Kako Canyon. But in terms of distance to the first area, we just went under 500. We were at 715 at the start, so we haven't gotten much closer. But that is largely because the route to get there is a pretty roundabout way. In terms of the actual distance that we'll end up driving to get there, pretty sure we're well past halfway now. Giving us this nice free path, and it's one of those important things when you get into a map to start with to make life a lot easier, is to get out there in some vehicles that can traverse the area and can carry some spare parts and go open up bridges and clear rocks out of a path, and do all of those kind of things. You can see here we've gone straight forward and the distance is just tumbling right down. Already officially halfway there now, and we've picked up a good 150 yards in a very short period of time. But now we're getting into kind of the unknown aspect of, I think our first destination is supposed to be up here to the left, somewhere on this side. A little bit more. Remember, the turn radius on this is really poor, and that's without all that extra weight. It's poor to begin with. Inside 300 yards. Now, here's where we have to make presumptions, because I think one is to the left, one is to the right of this intersection. We'll come right back this way in between the two. I'm certainly glad that I studied the map at the beginning, since it's not giving us anything here but a rangefinder to go out and locate it. 150 yards, we just got our first beep. We're 30 yards. And this is where you assume it's over here to the left. $80 yards. Oh, this is wasting fuel too. And we couldn't carry the extra spare fuel with this vehicle. There! Okay, it was right out here. Sweet. Alright. We have to deploy the first rig, which means we need to get the Tuz here now before we can go on to the second station. So, switch it over to the Tuz. Knowing that I was going to be using a time lapse for that period, the time lapse doesn't do it justice to just how much faster the Tuz got here. Oh. Get the step out of the way. So it'll trade with the location instead of the step. So back in the step with barely half a tank, and we've got a very similar distance once again to cover. But I think the difference this time is we don't have a big roundabout way to get here. Getting dark once again, though, that is a problem. I think this is going to be one of those let's skip the night scenarios, as we don't have the spare fuel to really be messing around, and as it's not a scout vehicle, you kind of want to make sure your terrain's just right. These things are very hard to tip back over if something happens. And okay, fine, we've got some jack screws, but that doesn't mean we want to be going down that route. Back to the intersection as claimed, and sure enough, we've already cut off 200 yards of the distance. But now's the tricky part. I don't know where exactly to go from here. Actually, I have some momentum built up for a change, but here's where that gets tricky, and you're like, oh, why couldn't we have just been over there to begin with? Easy 3-point turn situation. Hopefully we don't have issues here. Sliding or not winch up to that one ahead of us. Boy, it sure looks like that tree trunk is in reach. We can't be more than an inch off from where we need to be. Can we? It's not going to help mud traction at all. Oh, this is a trickier pass than I thought, too. We're still not up out of that just yet. Oh, the tree's hanging us up. One big branch out here. Come on. May run out of fuel and have to get another vehicle over here with some relief. Let's get off this shelf a safer way down here. Definitely get closer faster. More we're angled to the left than we are to the right. So when we can, we want to go a bit more left. It's like it might be just right up there if we can get up there. This is a difficult way to try to do that, though. We're not going to make that climb. Oh. That little tree's catching us. Oh. Oh, winch points. That was close. Saved it. But we're in the drink now. Just use another. We don't have time to mess around. This fuel is very low. I already know that it would be that difficult for us to bring the Tuz here, because we need the Tuz here anyway. Well, like, why are we stuck? This is not a... This little rock right there. Oh, oh, too much momentum. Too much momentum. I had a winch, and we were winched up, but it didn't stop us from tipping. I didn't have the winch on the side. I had it on the front. And unlike the Scouts, we don't have autonomous winching, so... to stop us from having some crazy momentum there, and it did work out. That was a much faster way around, but of course I went and made that silly mistake. Okay, unlike last time where we went all the way down. We just wanted to drop down one shelf. Now, even though the fuel is getting low here in the Tuz as well, we have two backup plans on this one. One, I do have some spare fuel here in the Tuz. So that's a big plus for us. Secondary backup plan is we already brought the Kako Canyon most of the way towards this destination, so there's not a lot of ground that the Kako would need to cover to reach here to also provide some additional fuel. So I want to go in that after what happened last time. No. Well, there's nothing to go up on there either, though. We'd have to. See how much easier this just popped right up out of that? We're caught on that tree though, so turning around is a little complicated. And apparently, 2 trucks pulling is not enough. Oh, they both have a little bit of spare fuel. Okay. Okay, clearly we're gonna have to change our angle. "15 yards. 10 yards. Just a little bit of fuel left, and we are done." Now, the wonderful thing about the complication we just had was we've now put ourselves in a scenario where the Tuz is here. We'll be done in just a second. Expedition complete. There's now just one left on all of Coconino. We got both of our bonuses as well, so that's 23,000, bringing our grand total to 264,000. We also picked up an off-road gearbox. It's fantastic. We took 7 damage for the whole trip. Now the question is, what else can we do task-wise? Because there's a lot of tasks to complete. But that also took quite some time, so that is going to do it for this episode. We've got our 2 scouts. One is already left the station and gone a certain direction. We did have a task near that first location, so I don't know if we're going to check that one out or what we'll end up picking. But successful expedition, 1 left on the map, but like I said, a lot of tasks otherwise still to complete before we're actually done here on this map. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.